Good evening, everybody. How is everybody doing? Who do we got here in the chat? We got Marianne Bimler and Kerbudge in Alaska. We got Marianne Bimler and Kerbudge in Alaska. We got Marianne Bimler and Kerbudge in Alaska. We got Marianne. There we go. There's the trick. If anybody else has this happen to them, because YouTube likes to go behind your back and make that mess up, just go to it, open it up, and close it out again.
Yes.
Now I've got to get my, let's see, because I got to get my thing back up because I had to close it out. My, what does he call it? The pop out chat. Backroad Freedom is in here, and Alaska Last Frontier Homestead. Good evening. There's Wooden Things and Stuff. He's going to be our guest next week.
Oh, nice.
DJ Family and Friends, Travel and More. Did I miss anybody up here while I was messing up?
Our Cabin in the Woods. Did you say hi to Our Cabin in the Woods?
Yeah, I did. There's Old Man King Homestead. Peter, he's going to be next.
Yeah.
And Back to Good. And Irene Turner. So we'll catch up with you. We're going to catch up with the chat every once in a while. And there's Adventure Awaits. That's my buddy Chris. And Rebecca Touched by Yarn. So, Tish, why don't you say a little bit about what we're going to do tonight, and then we're going to bring up our guests. Just a little blurb.
Sure, absolutely. So Brian and Brian reached out, and we decided we wanted to collaborate for several reasons, but one of the reasons is because we have mutual friends. And I think I actually found out about Hiking with Jackie Boy Kevin from watching Brian's YouTube channel. And it may even be the same with Bowen, where I saw him. Either saw him here or in Justin Backroad Freedoms. But anyway, so obviously when you meet people that in Justin Backroad Freedoms.
No, I got it.
Okay. That have a disability or maybe challenged in some way, yet they inspire you to do more. For me, anyway, I'll speak for myself, that watching and knowing Kevin with his channel is at Hiking with Jackie Boy, and getting to know Bowen and watching his channel, Thunderstick Homestead, I realized that I take life, my abilities for granted. I'm not doing more. I'm not doing all the things that I can do. I don't push myself. I've learned a lot. They're very inspirational. And I think that's the reason why both Brian and I decided that we wanted to collaborate and have them come on and share what actually their challenges are, their physical challenges are. But also the other is they have YouTube channels that are thriving. And we want to know what it is, because I would like to take a drink of it, that keeps them going, that makes them as passionate about life, in not just on YouTube, but obviously hiking and homesteading, raising chickens and things like that. So we decided we wanted to interview them. And actually, Brian had brought up the idea. I had actually wanted to get Bowen to come on my channel, but I didn't really know him well enough. And so this is also another way that I can get to know him better. So yeah.
That's great. And I'm looking forward to getting this started. So do we want to pop them right up in here?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Here's Jackie Boy, and here's Kevin. Oh, here's Bowen and Kevin. Okay. We get it. We get it. We get it. So, good evening. How you guys doing?
Good evening. Doing well.
We were just talking behind the screen or in the green room, and that was a fun chat. I hope you're gonna realize you're gonna have to repeat everything you just said. that was good stuff. It's always the good stuff is when the live is down.
That's true.
So let's start with Bowen, and why don't you tell us a little bit about your childhood and what it was like going through school and some of the things that your mom told you about in order to say, just do it, get it done.
Can I ask you this first real fast? Also, Bowen, I don't know what the challenge is. I mean, we chatted behind the scenes about Kevin's, but I have not asked you. And so if you could identify or share and explain what the challenge is that you either were born with or that, what it happened later in life or whatnot. If you could explain to those that don't know you, and same with Kevin when it's Kevin's turn. And that way we know, because some of us don't know.
Yeah, no problem. I'll give y'all a brief synopsis here. So I have congenital myopathy. Basically, that means all of my muscles are really weak, whether it be my lungs, my arms, my legs, obviously, the wheelchair. They're all weak. Basically, nobody really knows. The long and the short is, it is hereditary. Both my parents have to have the gene, which they do. And a lot of people in my tribe, the Lumbee tribe of North Carolina, out of Robinson County and surrounding areas, not all of us, a lot of us have the same disease to a varying effect. So basically, overall muscle weaknesses. That's basically what I got. Go ahead.
Is it something that developed as you were younger, or was it in the full effect when you were born?
It was in full effect when I was born. When I came out of the womb, they was like, "Oh my God, what is wrong with this dude?" I wasn't breathing. I wasn't moving. Like, I was just limp. Like, nothing. So 6 days in, they took the tracheostomy, because before then, they were basically like, he's going to die in about 30 minutes. But,
Wow.
And look at you.
Right.
Yeah.
33 years in.
What do the doctors know?
Right. And, so yeah, that's what it was. It was right from the onset. So this is all I've known. I've lived my whole life like this. There was no adjusting for me. Obviously, my parents had to adjust, but praise the Lord they did. I'm glad I had the parents that I have. They didn't put me in a home. That never occurred to them or any of my family members. Quite frankly, if they did that, they were then ostracized. Somebody would took me. But they didn't. I've lived a great life. I intend to continue living a great life. So, in my eyes, I'm just a regular dude.
Yep.
I love that. My gosh, Bowen. I mean,
I don't know. I think you're extra regular.
I
think I don't know. Extra regular.
Man, that is just the best attitude and outlook. And you're right. You're so blessed to have the parents, the family that you have, because when we were all chatting off screen, your mom, obviously when you got old enough to understand, she gave you some very great advice, if you will. I don't want to take over, Brian.
No, I forgot.
No.
I'm glad you said that. I totally forgot. So when I was a little boy, I don't really remember. I was little. We're talking single digits. My mother I guess something had happened. I might have said something or something must have happened. Because she sat me down and said, look, this is what you got. People are going to look at you. Kids are going to point. Doctors are going to try. And teachers are going to say weird stuff. It is what it is. And from then on, I was like, all right, bet. I got it. So whenever, little kids point at me and go, Mama, what's wrong? Or Daddy, look at him, I just smile and wave. And a lot of times, that diffuses the ice. I can't tell you how many times some strange kids run up to me and we just started talking. So they realized, oh, he's not some scary, mean person. Because at that point, they don't care you're in a wheelchair at all. The only thing that slightly bothers me, and I'm talking slightly, is when the adults are staring and got their mouth open. I'm like, y'all grown folks. You know that ain't right. Y'all was raised better than that. But, yeah, I don't let nothing bother me. I'm blessed. I realize that things could be way worse.
Well, how do you like adults to react towards you? I mean, what makes you feel comfortable with adults? I mean, you just said what you did with how it was with children.
Right. So for me, children's different. They don't know. They're little. They don't have a lot of knowledge and stuff to look back on. So I don't care what they do. That's on them. As far as adults, they'll just say hi. Come on up to me. I might tell you something, but I ain't gonna hurt you. You know what I mean? I ain't gonna hurt nobody. If you got a question, ask. That's how the world works. We can't just go about assuming things because we think, well, they're in a wheelchair. They got that thing on their neck. They're lesser. They don't understand. I'll tell you this. The one thing that genuinely bothers me, because I have a nurse. I have a home health nurse. The one thing that bothers me is when people talk to the nurse. I'm looking you in the eyes like there must be something there, but you continue to talk to the caregiver. What's up with that? That's the only thing that really, really bothers me. Everything else, I don't care.
I could understand that. That's for sure.
And if I was looking away or looking down, I could even understand that. But I'm looking through in the eyes. Like I'm staring you down. Why don't you talk to me? But
Wow.
yeah, nothing.
Well, why don't we catch Kevin up with at the same level of story that you've got, and see what it was like for him growing up?
Well, first of all, I'll say the disorder I have is called essential tremor. It's a neurologic disorder. Um, its onset in most people is when they're in their 40s or 50s. But me, I had the onset when I was about 6 years old. And really, myself or none of my family ever actually noticed it. But my first grade teacher noticed that. She goes, "You drink coffee in the morning?" I said, "I'm a kid. I don't drink coffee." you know, so that's when that happened. But as I was going on, you kept having people saying, "Oh, he's nervous." I wasn't nervous. It's just had something I had absolutely no control over. You know, and Bowen's right about teachers saying some weird things.
Hmm.
You know. Yeah, and of course, I'd have people tease me, and then later on, when I was getting towards the high school years, people would be accusing me of being a drug addict or alcoholic, which was not the case. Yeah. So that's some of the stuff I went through, and then towards the end of high school, I actually went to enlist in the Air Force, but because of the tremor and because of their bylaws, I was disqualified. I could not join. So,
I want to add something. I
oh,
also signed up for selective service.
mhm.
I mean, obviously, the wheelchair, but my name's right there too. You know, we're
Yep.
regular guys.
Okay, Kevin.
Okay. And so I got disqualified from that, and I said, "Well, I need to find another way." Of course, I was in the workforce and that, and then some of the stuff that came from people you worked with. Like I had one guy deny me a promotion and he said, "Well, you shake too much." I said, "I want that in writing." Yeah. No, of course he didn't do it, but there was something else that came up, and he says, "I don't tolerate this, that, or whatever." And I said, "Yeah, but you violate the American Disabilities Act, don't you? And don't have a problem breaking the law there, do you?"
Hmm.
And that was in an open meeting in front of a bunch of people, and I called him out.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, I have a question, and for both of you, I want to swing back over to you, Bowen. And for those of you that watch my podcast, I'm as Brian, and I'm sure that if I know Kevin has been on and watched, and Bowen, you as well, but I like to ask some of the deeper, harder questions, and I want to ask you this question, and with all due respect to both of you, but I wanted to find out how, you know, as a woman, as a kid who does not have physical challenges or any kind of a disability, I got my feelings hurt when people would say things about me, whether it was my skin color. I mean, I grew up in a school where it was predominantly all Caucasian. And so I was made fun of because of my skin color, which obviously racism is a thing and it hurts. But when you have a disability or there's a challenge, and yes, Bowen, your mom gave you she raised you right, and everyone can see that and tell that because of the man that you are now. But you were a kid once, and what, even though you're told, this is what you have, this is what we're going to do, people are going to stare, people are going to ask you questions, people may look away, and you're a very strong young man and inspirational, and that's why both you and Kevin are here. But you're also a human who hurts. And so I'm curious as to, when you were in school, what that, obviously I know what it felt like, but what did you do with that kind of, if someone ridiculed you or made fun of you? How did you deal? I mean, I obviously have, like any other regular human being, obviously, because you are, but what were the things that maybe your mom helped you to get through those things, I guess.
Right. So I was blessed. Kids are cruel and
Mhm.
they're smart too. So I was never openly picked on. Like you can't pick on from my experience.
Mm.
Couldn't pick on me
Mm.
without getting in trouble. The teachers were gonna see it. And so my classmates learned that as well. So what they would do, they would ignore me. They wouldn't invite me nowhere.
Mm.
I didn't get to go to parties. So I just learned to stick to myself, talk to the few friends I did have, and I just didn't expect anything.
Mm.
I didn't expect to get invited to that party that I heard about in high school. I didn't expect I didn't expect nothing. So anything I got, I was lucky. And so for things that might have been said, I kind of internalized them, which ain't healthy. But I just internalized them, stuffed them inside, and kept on pushing.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing I can do. Uh, Nothing ever physical happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I just kind of stuffed it down, kept on pushing, and I gotta do my own thing. I
Mm.
can't worry about what other weird thing you just said was or cruel
Right.
thing. I got stuff to do. I
Mm.
got the test to study for. I got homework to do. You do you, though.
Man, I
That's how
love
I
that.
did it.
What a great attitude. I wish I had that attitude when I was
Well,
growing up.
kids are cruel. No matter what, kids are cruel. I mean,
Yes.
kids will put each other through hell.
Like I
Yes.
said, in my case, see, I never moved. I went to school with the same group of kids from grade school to high school. I graduated with the same kids I went to third grade with.
Mm.
So they realized by the fourth or fifth grade, I can't pick on him in public. I'm going to get in trouble. So like I said, they just ignored me, whispered things, kicked the wheelchair, pretending they would slip. They would do stuff like that. And then, I will be honest, I got real angry. Like I said, I did stuff it down.
Mm.
And then, when I got real angry, they was like, oh, he fight back. Oh, we're not going to mess with him. There's somebody else we can. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So there was negative things to stuffing it down.
Right.
Because there's only so much you can stuff down
Right.
until something happens. And if something did happen, I didn't get caught. But everybody found out about it. You know? And at that point, I didn't have no friends. Because I went too far. Then everybody was scared of me.
Mm.
But like I said, all these years, I said, kick the wheelchair. Don't even, that was the one that bothered me. You ain't gonna kick the wheelchair and tell me you tripped.
Mm.
I know you're lying. Everybody else knows you're lying. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I just stuffed it down, and once that incident happened, I didn't have no problems. I didn't have no friends either. So there's really a balance in that there.
Well,
Gotcha.
before we bounce over to Kevin again, let's go through the chat and acknowledge who's here. We've got Alaska's Last Frontier Homestead is here. That's Bill and Sherman Family Farm. We've got Bev Moffett and Making It Home. Belt Loop 29. Back to Good. DJ family and friends, and that's in my way, so I can't even see that. Family and friends and travel and more. Oh, we said hi to him before, but we'll say hi again. Backroad Freedom, I know I said hi to him, right? He's a given. He's always in my life. Well, most and Kickaboo Crafty Cat, and we're caught up with that. And what I would like to know is Kevin's perspective. What were your parents' perspective and on that? Just like Bowen was explaining about what his parents told him or explained to him.
For the most part, I was treated like a normal kid, you know. Yeah, so they say you have it, you know. Some of my other family members did, and they said you're just gonna have to, you know, deal with it and do the best you can. Uh, but what I got a lot in school was a lot of verbal stuff or always comments about it, you know. You know, but how I handled that was I had a sense of humor, and also, you know, I could always turn the table on them, and you know, some of them, they were doing it to make me mad, but when I had a good comeback for them, they were the ones getting upset.
I bet.
Yeah, and then the guy goes, "You think you're funny?" And I said, well, you wanted to have a battle of wits, so I just shot an unarmed man."
Well, I'm pretty swift, Kevin.
Yeah. But then there was the physical part of it. There's some people that think it'd be funny, you know, come up and want to hit you or whatever. But they also found out when I was since I was young, I was exceptionally athletic, you know. So that ended up not being a good idea for them to do, you know, because I could and I would defend myself, you know.
Good deal.
Yeah. So,
Same here. You know,
yeah.
on the one off, somebody went to get physical. I weren't the dude. I was not the dude.
Mm.
And they quickly realized it. Like I said, I went to school with the same crew of kids, so you only got to fight once or twice.
I love that. That is very, I saw a chat earlier, and it was from Making It Home. And maybe you guys have seen it, but Making It Home says, on one hand, I'm crying because of the meanness of ignorant people. And then on the other hand, but my heart is swelling too at the pure inspiration here tonight. And I believe that, the two of you guys, there is the want to know behind the challenges that you've gone through, but the more want to know, I think, is for me anyway, and I think a lot of people here too, is how do you stay you're so inspirational. Like that was the whole reason why Brian and I were like, I need to find out what's the deal, because I need some of it. And I even said earlier, if I could bottle up and sell whatever it is that you guys have, I mean, if you guys could bottle it up, and I would love to receive a shipment of it. And there was somebody here that said, I need a drink of that too. But what keeps you? Yeah, I was just getting ready to ask you, Bowen. And is that not the answer to? I believe that you would agree with me that that is the answer to everything that you might have a question about, to everything that you can celebrate for, and to everything that you can go to when you're feeling the poorest of poor. That book is the answer and will give you hope. And not to say that it makes things, that you're not going to have difficulties and struggles in life, because we all do. I just said that on the Pretty and Pooch show. We all will. No matter how big of a believer you are or how close your relationship is with the Lord, you're still going to have struggles. But my gosh, the only way to get through them I don't know how I would have gotten through half of them or any of them actually without my relationship with God. So I was just getting ready to ask you. So tell us about that, Bowen.
So I mentioned earlier that I'm a member of the Lumbee tribe, and we're located in Robinson County, North Carolina, and the surrounding counties. One of the interesting things about my tribe is we were the ones who took in the lost colony. I'm not going to get into a history lesson here, but because
I've heard
we
of
took
that.
into the lost colony, we've had our Lord and Savior, for so many years. My tribe, there's literally a church on every corner. I mean, and so we had deep faith. And I was raised in the church, and it's one of my favorite songs. One of the lyrics is, "There's a scripture for every description."
Hmm.
No matter what you're going through, there's a scripture for it. And life doesn't get easier because you follow the Lord, but He makes it bearable. Because I know that when I die, I'm going to go somewhere, real cool. And all I got to do is keep chugging. Like, just keep doing my thing. And it'll be all right, no matter how much pain I'm in or whatever it is. It'll be all right.
Man, I'm just done. I'm so overwhelmed. I'm not even kidding. And actually there was somebody in the comment that said that they would like your autographs because you guys are so inspirational. Like I'm not even kidding. What
The
about you,
problem
Kevin?
about a central tremor, my autograph wouldn't be readable.
Chris and I are going to be your agents.
Yes, we're gonna be your agents. That's right.
I charge $20.
This is the half-hour mark, so what I want, the two things I would like to get into, and I think Tish should probably. I'm just going to mention that I would like to talk about the YouTube channels that you guys have and the work that you do.
Yes.
So you're better at that than I am, Tish. So you formulate some kind of something here.
Definitely. Okay, sure. So Kevin, one of the things I think that inspires me the most about, so actually with both of you, but Kevin, I'm going to start with you, is I think what drew me into you guys, again, it's just this natural, it's a magnetism that you guys have. It's this charm that you have and a beauty for life. And you, and Jackie Boy, your channel being called Hiking with Jackie Boy. And despite the tremors or the physical challenges that you may have, your channel is named Hiking with Jackie Boy. And so tell everybody that's listening that may not have ever, and there's Jackie Boy. He's quite the hiker. Why Hiking with Jackie Boy? Why tell us about your channel and why it is what it is.
Well, I started taking him hiking before I was doing the YouTube channel. So me and him were hiking already. I got on another guy's live stream one time and I kind of said, hey, I should make a channel called Hiking with Jackie Boy. But we had also had conversations through Facebook. But he saw the stuff I was doing with Joanne and supporting her with the Humano Indian Nation of Texas. So the hiking and the support I'm giving to Joanne were my two reasons for making the channel.
And what is your channel about? Tell everybody what your channel is about. What you do, why you do.
Yep. Well, a good portion of it is hiking. and then another portion of it is with Joanne and with Humano Nation of Texas and the sport I'm doing with her.
And you
And
go on hikes too, and you take Jackie Boy on hikes. You've done some collaborations. And so when people go to your channel, they'll see some of what you support with Joanne. And, but there's also hiking, and Jackie Boy does a little hiking. There's a Jackie Boy cam, and we get to see things from his point of view, which I love. But you also share the beauty of where you are with others and your YouTube channel, your content. You are so great about explaining and sharing what it is that you're looking at, even to the things of not just the massive mountains or land that you're covering, but even right down to the littlest things of like berries that people can eat safely.
Yeah.
And so that seems like it might be another reason why you are sharing the content that you do.
That's part of it, and then it's actually part of my nature to
Mm.
want to have information, to know things, and then what I know I can share. You know,
Mhm. I
so
love that, and I enjoy it, and if you guys haven't gone and checked out Kevin's channel, you guys really need to go and check it out. He's got some beautiful, footage and very informative, educational for me, that you can go and check out and learn and enjoy at the same time, so,
I,
um
that makes me think of the Colorado Bend where with you, Pooch, and Justin, where we kind of salvaged a trip because no water in the Colorado River.
and water
Yeah.
and water shoes, Justin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was just thinking that.
Yeah, well, I had the privilege of going with hiking with you guys and, actually seeing you, um, uh, chow down on snack on, I guess, rather, some of those berries, and, so what
Agreed.
he says is true. If he says you can eat it, you can eat it because I saw him eat it. He ate some of those berries, but same question to you, unless, Brian, you have questions for Kevin. Sorry, I don't wanna take over.
Oh, are there any this might be a simple answer, but are there any challenges that you deal with through your disability in hiking and stuff like that?
One issue, and it's related to essential tremor. I'm developing balance issues, so I'm kind of watching the sheer drop offs. I'm kind of holding back on that,
Yeah,
but
always lean the opposite direction.
yeah, so that's
I don't
one
have
of the
that problem.
challenges,
Hmm.
or uneven terrain. So
Mm.
I got to get back to the little handheld thing for the GoPro, and then get back to using a walking stick when I'm on trail.
Awesome. Well, it definitely is a very entertaining channel.
Thank you.
And
Same
Bone,
question to you, Bowen.
I
Tell the
was just
people about your channel and what it's all about, what got you started in it, and what inspires you to continue to do it.
so I've always kind of been a prepper. Like I said, being Native American, we kind of just we've never had an easy relationship with the United States government, and so even before 2020, I had rabbits, and I got rid of the rabbits about 2018. Like I said nothing happened. I was like, "Why are you doing this, dude? Ain't nothing gonna happen." And then the thing happened. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when the thing happened, I was sitting at home, just like all of y'all was, and I found Justin Rhodes. He lives several hours west of me. But anyway, I found him, and I was like, I'm gonna get some chickens. Like I said, I already had experience with the rabbits. My whole family, they don't call it homesteading, but they all do it. My dad grew up this way. You don't have any money. I'm not saying that's my case, but back in those days, you didn't have any money. You better raise it, or you better grow it yourself.
Hmm.
So this is kind of just all in my blood, and so I got chickens. And somewhere along the line, I was like, you should start filming this. And I don't think I'm an inspiration, but people have, told me, you're inspiring, blah, blah, blah. And so I knew that there was somebody sitting in a bed, sitting in a wheelchair, that wanted to do what I was doing,
Mhm.
but nobody encouraged them to do it. Or they weren't like me, and it's just like, I'm going to figure it out.
Hmm.
I'm going to figure it out. So I picked up the camera one day with no expectations of anything. I figured, maybe my family would watch. Maybe they could see what I was doing. But never in my wildest dreams did I think I would get other subscribers and people asking questions. I just started doing it because I was already doing it. Might as well film it.
Hmm.
And so that's how I got started. And then I learned there's people that want to, not maybe in my condition, everybody's got their own problems, but people in wheelchairs, whatever, I found out, wow, they really want to learn this stuff.
Hmm.
And so I just kept going. I just kept going despite, some days I'm tired, some days I don't feel good, but, we still try to film. I got, I got a lot of stuff in the background. I just hadn't released any videos in a while. And the other thing is, when I release a video, I want to teach you something. I don't just want to be like, hey, look at me, look what I'm doing. I don't want to just show you the chicken chores, because at some point, it's the same thing every day. So that's why I don't just release videos. I like to release them when I got something to teach.
Hmm. Wow, and believe me, you have taught a lot. I mean, okay, so I'm a city girl, moved into the country by marriage, which I love the country. But when I watch your videos, you do teach, just as Kevin is very educational in his videos as well. I love y'all's channels, and I love watching you. You had cleaned out the chicken coop, and one of the things that you said was when it's when it's clean, they tend to lay more eggs. And so I was watching that. I was like, oh my goodness. So I keep little nuggets in my head in case Mike wants to really get a chicken coop going. Then I'm like, okay, well, I know Bowen said I'm keeping those nuggets in my head, Bowen.
You just want chickens just for you and Pooch. Man, get you like 6 chickens and a little run. It don't have to be as big as mine.
Mm.
And you don't gotta, let them out in the yard. I don't hardly let them out during the winter time.
Mm.
Too many things is hungry. You know what I'm saying? So I don't let them out during the winter. But it's real easy. Like, I know you work a lot. But, maybe I might be down there 45 minutes of the day.
Oh, really? Mm.
Yeah. And because they're locked up and secure, I'm real comfortable as long as they're in there. Now, when I let them in the yard, when I let them in the electric fence, you can bet I'm sitting on the porch, watching. Because, those aerial predators, they are no joke. I don't, like I said, I got the electric fence, so nothing goes in it, but plenty of things can come down from the top. And so, other
So
than that,
cool.
I'm telling you, and it's real rewarding. Like, you know, when you crack that egg, where it came from. You know how that chicken's doing. Especially if you get, like 6 birds. You can name them all and everything. But when I got 30, it became more of a operation,
Mm.
more of a business. Now we're down to about 20. I sold some things fast, like I said, so now we're down to about 20. But I encourage everybody to get chickens. It's not a lot of work.
Pooch.
Um, oh no. Hey,
Coming to.
fine. I have a question. So you guys, and I know that you guys are super modest, but there are a lot of people, like even in the chat, I've seen a lot of people say, wow, you guys are super inspiring. And you are, whether you know it or not, and whether you like it or not, you are. But who inspires you? That's what I'm curious. Kevin, who inspires you?
Good question.
Good question. Before Joanne, it was me. I would inspire myself. I just have my own drive.
Mm.
Well, that's
you
good.
know, and not quite a perfectionist, but I like to get as close as I can.
Mhm.
And of course, Joanne is really a big inspiration for me.
Hmm. I love that. And I love that answer because actually, Kevin, there's this, I don't know, I'm sure you guys know who Snoop Dogg is, but I love him. And he has this, he has this, it's on video, it's on TikTok, but he says, I'd like to thank me for continuing on and doing well. I'd like to thank me for showing up and never quitting. And I'd like to thank me for being successful. I love him, but that's kind of what that reminded me of at first. But what's inspirational about Joanne? Tell us. We want to know about what inspires you. How
Uh,
does she inspire you?
I think she was just by being one of the best things that had happened to me.
Mm,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I love
Also, I will say this: don't tell me I can't do something. Yeah.
I love that.
I mean, I even learned to play an musical instrument even before I had the tremors treated in any way.
Oh,
What
really?
you play?
I play guitar.
Very nice.
Yeah, he plays it every once in a while when he's on Justin's Live.
Nice. What about you, Bowen? Who inspires you and why?
Like Uncle Snoop said, I like to thank me for showing up. uh, because in all seriousness, I never had no one to look up to like, oh, they're in a wheelchair. Look what they're doing. It was more what Kevin said. Don't tell me what I can do. I show you what I can do. Yeah. Like
don't
there's no one.
don't tell me what I can't do because I'm gonna do it, and I'll do it better than you.
So if I want you to do something, you'll tell you can't do it.
Yeah.
Basically. That and I figured if Jesus can die on the cross knowingly and willingly, what I got to complain about?
Mm,
Ain't nobody
yeah.
never need no cross. All I gotta do is wake up and breathe and act like the decent human being. Like, yeah. So I just Jesus and me.
Mm.
Hey, Kevin, why don't you tell us only as much as you want to or can or whatever about your job. and you're about to retire.
Yeah, I'll be hitting 30 years next August, and I think 30 years is enough working at one place.
It should be.
I'm currently an operations superintendent for the San Antonio water system. I'm in charge of 8 people, and I actually run a major wastewater treatment plant.
That's amazing. I saw you running around on your your utility vehicle today. You sent me
Yep,
that clip.
yep,
Felt like me. I ride around a gator all day
yeah.
between the grape rows.
Oh, they're fun to run around on.
They are. It
Yeah.
makes we used to try. Well, for one thing, I used to do it standing off the back of the tractor for the longest time, and then we got golf carts, but we would beat the hell out of the golf carts going up and down the grape rows, and they just couldn't handle it. So we finally broke down, and the gator is the only thing narrow enough to get through those grape rows. So that's what we ended up getting. I would like to go through the chat and recognize anybody else that's in here that's come in lately, and let's do that. We've got Tasha Lynn is in here, and I saw Angie from our cabin in the woods was in here. We got Rambling with the Brahms, and what was that all about? Both of our phones went off at the same time. Was David Moffat in here?
He is.
Creek?
Yeah, he was.
He is in here. I'm just saying, did I say hi to him already?
Oh.
And Petite Green River Homestead. What's that about? Your Snoop Doggy Dog? Is that what
Send it to our group chat.
You're nuts. Oh, okay. So I think we're caught up with that. What I want to say is I'm going to put the link in the top of the chat. Anybody who wants to collect that and come in on a private chat, because we still have 8 minutes to talk, and but Peter, Old Man King Homestead is coming up next, so we have about 7 minutes left, and then whoever wants to stay in this panel can stay, and whoever wants to come in on the private can. And that's all I have to say about that.
Man, well, I just want to thank you, Brian, for including me on this collaboration. And I am just so grateful to have been, a part of this group, to be able to chat with both Bowen and Kevin. And I just... I love you like brothers, brothers in Christ. You guys are so amazing. And I'm not just saying that. Like, I genuinely watch your content and am inspired by it, very much so. And I don't think I'm inspired by it because of the content and not because of any physical limitations or disabilities. I'm truly inspired by it. But that's even just the cherry on top, knowing that you guys are so motivated, self-motivated, and you do what you do because you love it and because you want to. And, I've learned from both of your channels, and I'm just grateful to know you. So thank you guys both for letting me ask you questions.
Yeah, we had a great time. Well, I didn't mind answering the questions. Wish it could be longer.
Yeah, well, eventually, or we'll see what Tish does with you guys later.
Right, Josh? How about Snoop and the police show up? Somebody in here called YouTube Police.
Yeah, I think that's Belt Loop 29. I think Belt Loop has a couple of
okay, I don't know who it is. I just seen it in chat.
Yeah.
Several places.
Hey, for the last 5 minutes, if you guys think we want to just bring some, I mean, because Rebecca's standing there, we might as well bring her in for fun.
Might as well.
The after party could start.
Hey, that's up to you, man.
Okay.
That's all up to you.
Hey, Rebecca.
Hello, Rebecca.
Hey,
Hi, Rebecca.
How you
What'd you
doing?
think? These guys did great, didn't they, Rebecca?
They did. They did. They really did.
That was awesome. I had a lot of fun tonight. I really did. I really needed this. My week being the way it was, I needed this.
It's good stuff.
Yep.
You know, it's interesting how our lives interconnect through this YouTube. I have siblings that are disabled. You know, and it should teach a lot of people empathy for people that have disabilities. It really should. But there's a lot of people it doesn't. And it's sad. It really is. You know?
Well, we got our community, don't we?
Yes, we do.
We got our
We
community.
do.
I don't need any of the people who are gonna say nasty things.
Oh, for sure.
you know, I guess all of us, we all grew up with the whole don't trust nobody online.
Hmm.
You know, but here we are, the South of Rebecca. We all, we all got each other's numbers. I'd love to chat to you as well. But, we're just a regular community
Mm-hmm.
of people that do what we like to do. Everybody here has their own gifts. Some of our legs don't work, but we all got good gifts. We're all kind people. And that's what Lord wanted, community.
Yes.
For sure.
Are you ready, Justin?
I didn't say yay or nay.
Oh,
It's
you,
all right.
you put your head up there and went "Yee," or whatever you did,
That's
so
all
I
right.
figured you were ready.
No.
What was I was just gonna say something. Yeah, I enjoy talking to any one of you on the phone. I really have had some great conversations with all of you separately and together.
Oh, the chat.
What's that?
I said there's some really cool comments in the chat.
Read some.
Yeah,
So Belt Loop 29 says scattered pictures may be beautiful, and yet what's too painful to remember, we simply choose to forget. Making It Home says change starts with one, and we are an entire community. David Moffat said YouTube is where we can share our lives, our past, and our hopes. Nope. Ace says thank you all for telling me your stories. DJ's Family and Friends Travel says, oh, that's why I started my YouTube channel, is for the positivity and not the negativity. I really want my YouTube community to be great for everyone. Josh Sherman said, if it wasn't for YouTube, there would be quite a few people out there that wouldn't have anyone. That's true.
Well, let's say hi to Ronald really quick because I see him popping around the background. And I'm going to have to close this out because Old Man King Homestead, Peter, is on next. I want to thank everybody that came into the chat.
Yes.
And my moderators, always doing a great job protecting my channel. And some of you may have noticed that you have become moderators that weren't before. Thank you for everybody that came on the panel, especially the main panel that we had was awesome. I really had a good time tonight. So, anything else to add, Tish, before we close out?
Oh my goodness, no! This was just amazing, and again, I'm grateful to have been a part of this and to be able to chat with Bowen and Kevin Moore and you as well, Brian, and just even all the people in the chat. Man, what a blessing. And I had a blast. So thank you so much for having me.
Well, I couldn't imagine doing this type of live with anybody other than you, Tish.
You're so sweet.
I knew it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be fun. So that's it, everybody. Next Wednesday, Wooden Things and Stuff is my special guest. It's just him. No open mic. I'll do an open mic the week after that, so we can reconnect. And so I hope you all show up next week to see what he's got. He's going to have some show and tell because he's a maker and he's got projects that he's going to show us. So till next week, Wednesday, 9:00 Central. See you later.
Good night, everyone.
Bye,
I think I'm going to check if